Though my live got shut down prematurely this afternoon, it was still an incredible success. I picked up almost 1,000 new followers during this live while we were working with our heifer calves here, getting them ready for weaning and everything. And since there's a lot of new people here and I couldn't really interact with folks all that much during the live, I figured I'd kind of walk through what we were doing. Now there's no animals here and I don't have to worry about, the old guys getting mad at me for, not keeping up with the work. All right, so first things first. They come from the outside to the inside. This gate opens. There's another gate in the back there that swings around this tub and crowds them around. Then we open this door, and then one at a time, they come into this alleyway here. After the alleyway, one at a time, we bring them up into the chute. Then I catch them here in this head gate. The chute is an Air-Equip Q-Power 107. And just so everyone knows, I'm not sponsored by Air-Equip. Lord knows I'd like to be, but I'm not. I just really, really, really like their equipment. Honestly, the best cattle handling equipment on the market. I will fight about it. And once we have them in the head gate, inside the chute, getting ready to work with them, take the rump bar and you put it right behind them. Now this rump bar has a fiberglass core wrapped in a heavy kind of, almost like a hydraulic hose kind of thing. It's really lightweight. You can handle it with one hand, but strong enough. I've had bulls pushing back on this. Not a problem at all. Then the next thing is scanning their EID with this EID scanner wand. Now once I do that, it's just a little button in their ear and you just, get within a couple feet of it and it'll read it. And then wirelessly it syncs up with this scale here. Now everything's off at the moment, but every EID we have is paired with their specific tag number. And all of that comes up automatically, so I'm not having to do a whole bunch of typing and everything. We get their weight and record it. So there's a few reasons why we want to get their weights. First off, we want to know how the calf is performing and how well the cow is doing raising that calf. The last time we got their weights was before we took them to grass early in the spring. Now, they've spent all summer and everything out on that grass. We want to see their average daily gain. So we get their weights, and that's what we get from there. We can track their performance. And like I said, make sure we don't have a cow that's not raising a good calf, which we found one this year, 17-15. She should be raising a better calf than she is. And it was an early born calf, but it was still only 480 pounds, where the average was 665. So we know we've got a cow not doing her job. The other reason we're wanting to scale weights is because we have two separate medicines here that the dose is weight dependent. That way we make sure we give them the correct dose, not too much, not too little. It makes sure that we are very efficient with everything that we're using. And the next thing we do is we put these weaning inserts into their nose. I've got a couple other videos about these if you want to see something more in depth about them. Once we get these put in, we give them their vaccines. TikTok gets a little finicky if I show the full thing. So we have two syringes. One of them has a booster for blackleg and the other one has a booster for respiratory. These vaccines are very important to keeping the calves healthy, especially during the weaning process. But the one that's the absolute most important right now is that respiratory vaccine. During this time of year, especially here in Kansas, the weather can just go all sorts of crazy. It can be 70, 80 one day, and then the very next day be a high of 30 and snowing. Those temperature changes, they're really hard on stuff, just like they are with humans. So it's really important you give them a vaccine booster because you're introducing stress in the weaning process, and then you also have weather stress. You want to make sure your animal is protected. Now, also, we've got a real problem this year, especially with dust. Even with all of our residue and everything, there's still dust everywhere. We are super dry. It's getting bad again. And they're constantly inhaling dust, kind of like all of us are. And there's been a lot of, us in the family that have had some respiratory issues lately because of all the dust. So again, that's just another layer of protection that we want to give our animals. Once I give them their shots and make sure there's nothing else wrong with them that I need to take care of while they're here in the chute, let them out, and on to the next one. Everything we're doing here is for the welfare of the animals that we are caretaking. We want to make sure that these calves stay healthy and as happy as possible during the weaning process. Because if we don't have healthy animals, we're not making any money. You don't make money off of mistreating animals. It's just how it is. So we do as much as we can to take care of these animals the best we can. After all this year's done, now in 5 to 7 more days, we will bring all those heifer calves right back here to this workshop again and run them through the chute and take those nose inserts out. By that time, they're kind of used to not getting milk from mama. Mama's used to not having the calf nursing. And we can continue on with our weaning process, which then involves me putting a little bit of Therapies, something new I'm trying this year, on their head and right above their nose. And then we separate them from their moms and get ready to get them out on, cover crop, milostocks, and all the like to let them grow up and get super big and hopefully turn into replacement heifers. Now, this is just one step of the myriad of other steps that it takes to raise good quality beef cows. Now, some people do things a little different. That's fine. This is what we have found works great for our operation, and we're very, very happy with it. Since we've implemented this program over the last 2 years, our weaned calf unalivings have dropped to 0. And over the last 2 years, we've only had 1 get the sniffles. Didn't even require any treatment. It got over it itself. No muss, no fuss. That, for us, is just an absolute vindication of this process, and it makes all this work worth it. Because we know and we take pride in the fact that we raise great, healthy cows. And it starts right here by giving them a good, solid foundation. I know there was a lot of folks in the live that really didn't understand what was going on. I hope this kind of explains kind of what we're doing and why we're doing this. I'm sorry I wasn't able to be a little more interactive during the live. We just had a lot of work to do, and the old guys, they were keeping me busy. So hope this helps answer some questions. If you guys have any more questions about it, hit me up in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Well, time to put everything away and get the shed closed up for the night. As always, thanks for stopping by.